Alright, welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio, and today we're taking a look at this week's pre-orders. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, and Warcry content. Everything from reactions, reviews, pre-orders, all kind of good stuff like that. Do all kinds of unboxing and tutorials for painting, converting, magnetizing, all that good stuff. That being said, let's jump right in. So, looks like everything is in line with what we were expecting, but we'll just run through this week's pre-orders. So we have limited time only for Tau Ethereals. These are all individual sculpts. They are, I believe, resin models, and they're coming in at $25 each. We know that the generic ethereal will still be available individually or in the box set for he's $30 individually, or if you get him in the combat patrol, looks like that's $140, probably going to be going up to $150 with Games Workshop's impending price hikes. We also see that it looks like they're going to be doing a lot more of this like rotation type stock. We saw them come out with the Space Marines, a bunch of different characters, and essentially say, hey, these are going away, not forever. Get them while they are still in stock, and then eventually we'll cycle them back in. Seems like Games Workshop just doesn't want to store all these models that no one is buying, so they will basically create a little FOMO, tell you they're going away. People will buy them, stock up. They go away for a while, and then eventually they will cycle them back in and then cycle something else out. So they'll say, hey, these are finally back, so people will come and buy them, and then something else will be going away, so they'll say, oh, these are about to go away, so come and buy them, etc. So basically just a way for them not to have to store stuff that nobody wants. So we have the Lorien Elf Archers for $25. We have the Armored Moria Goblins for $60. We see the Easterling Warriors Warband for $65. Galadrim Warriors with Swords for $25. Galadrim Warriors with Bows for $25. The Moria Goblin Shaman for $10. Captain of Dale for $15. And Galadriel Protectus of Lothlorien for $12.50. And then we see the Zone Mortalis Underhive Sector for $280. This is not really a deal in my opinion. You can still buy the Underhive Gang Fortress for like $90. And this is all the terrain that came in the recent Zone Mortalis like set. This is all the terrain that came in the Dark Uprising set right here. And the Dark Uprising set was $290, and it came with all this terrain with 2 gangs, books, dice, board, tons of extra stuff. So they basically just eliminated all the extra stuff and just give you the terrain. It knocked basically what, $100 off the price. It knocked about $100 off the price, maybe $90 off the price, and then you don't get 2 gangs, the book, the dice, all that stuff, 3 decks of cards, etc. And then they just added this in, so the price ends up being the same, but instead of all that stuff, you get this piece of terrain here. So essentially, it's not a deal at all. You're basically just paying full price for 2 different box sets that they're putting together as one. So now obviously this is really nice terrain. I love the Zone Mortalis, the Dark Uprising terrain. I have tons of it. I've built it. It's phenomenal. It's wonderful. I've magnetized it. I have added lights to it. It is absolutely phenomenal. But let's not get it twisted. This is not like a deal. This is one of Games Workshop's bundles. Next we have the Warcry Tome of Champions. This has a bunch of updated rules. It is marked 2021, but it is the 2022 edition. We'll have points for all of the Underworlds warbands, a bunch of updated points and changes, and then there's some other good stuff in there as well. That is $35. If people are interested in that, I will pick it up and then kind of show off what's in there to see if it's worth people purchasing. Next we have the Slaanesh Sybarites Warcry Warband. These all came in exactly what we thought. They're basically between $65 and $80. It's $80 for most of them, and then there's a discount for the Stormcast and the orruks ones. So we have the Slaanesh Sybarites. This one comes in at $80. It does contain our token sheet and then our cards. And then we have the 10-woman squad with the Blizbane Archers, and then the 5 larger like knight characters at $80. We have the kruleboyz at $75. And here you're going to get the Manskewer Bolt Boys full kit, and then 10 of the actual kruleboyz. And that is $75 with, of course, your cards and tokens. Then we see the Daughters of Khaine box. We get 5 of the snake women, and then we get 10 of the witches slash, I can't remember what's the other name for them called. But that's a dual kit right there. And then, of course, your tokens and everything. This one is probably one of the better deals because the witches alone are $60. So if you bought the witches for $60, you bought the tokens and the cards for $20, you basically get the snake ladies for free. Same with this one. If you were going to buy Blizbane Archers already or the knights, you buy them for $60, pay 20 for the tokens and everything, you get the other squad for free. So, and then we have the Thunderstrike Stormcast Eternals. This is the full kit of the Annihilators with 5 of the regular Vindicators, and this is coming in at $60. Obviously the cheapest. The Annihilators on their own are $45, so you're paying $15 for the dice and cards, and you're getting some Vindicators for free. Obviously, Vindicators have flooded the market because of Dominion, so not a lot of value on them to begin with, but overall, the cheapest by far. And then we have the Warcry Lumineth Realm Lords. This one is an interesting set, as we have discussed in the comments, and some watchers have pointed out. This one has 5 of the Hammer Bros, 5 of the Spear Bros, which normally come in 10s, and then 5 of the Archers as well. And this one is 80 also, but because you would not normally be able to get the Spearmen in groups of 5, this is actually a really good deal, the best of all of them. So you get your cards, you get your tokens, and then you get 3 different variances. And then inside those 3 different variances, you have also the ability to take like the double hammers or 2 single hammers. So you have quite a bit of ability to essentially like field a legitimate Warcry out of this set. So I got to give them props on that one. We see White Dwarf 473. We have that's $11 as always. Half Moon Bay Imperial Aquila keyring for $12.50. We have the Purity Seal keyring for $12.50. The Space Marine keyring for $12.50. The Half Moon Bay Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormcast Eternal Shield Pin badge for $7.99. Pariah paperback for $16. And then, of course, we see Eldritch Omens, very much still available for $1.99. Good thing they had the pre-order promise in place, just as predicted, as expected, as anticipated. Of course, this did not sell out because it is absolutely taxing the consumer. Is there some awesome models inside the set? Sure. Is it worth paying, for 16 models in advance and being forced to buy a Forge Fiend so that you get any kind of savings out of this? Well, obviously the people have said no. You could argue that there's extra stock and that's why this is still available. But the truth is, nothing's selling out anymore. I mean, the demand is falling off a cliff and supply chains have been alleviated. So I don't think the FOMO is going to be there in the same way. So now let's go ahead and we've taken a look at all this. But the real thing, the best thing, the most important thing that is available is not even being talked about. Probably many of you might not know it. If you are a Necromunda player, this could be game changing. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So we're going to pop over to our box games. We're going to go ahead and select Necromunda and look at all. And then we're going to go ahead and hit view all. And this is an absolute game changer. It has been literally almost 2 years since this has been available. And all of a sudden, we finally see the Zone Mortalis floor tile sets are back in stock. So get them while they are back. This is absolutely phenomenal. These things are awesome. Obviously, you can go and 3D print them for a fraction of the price and get some that are almost exactly the same. But for those of us that bought a couple of these when they first came out, they sold out immediately and have been completely gone since then. I know I personally ordered a bunch of them. They're awesome. I also have like stencils to paint them up and make them look awesome. I did a video on that. If you haven't used like stencils, I stenciled out the various deployment zones. So every deployment zone was built onto this map in like different colors. And then I stenciled in like the Necromunda logo in the center, put in a bunch of cool, hazard striping and stuff like that. Came out phenomenally. So, and it was super simple with basically like spray cans and then touched up with a paintbrush. So if you have not had an opportunity to pick these up and you are interested in them, here is your time. These are 12 by 12 squares, so you can actually put like 6 of them together and play Kill Team almost perfectly. The Kill Team board is 22 by 30 normally. If you put these together, you would essentially have a 36 by 24 board, so it would be slightly larger, but you have a little area to put your extra stuff and just cordon off like the actual game board. But these are awesome. They're great. They're easy to pick up and store. You can attach, like build them out in exact squares that are permanently glued, or you can move your stuff on here. The actual like pillars clip into place on these. They're absolutely awesome. They have tons of detail. Each one of the 4 is slightly different. They have like various battle damage and stuff. Definitely very cool. But they have been out of stock for literally almost 2 years at this point in time in the United States, and they're finally back. They're back at the same price of $65. And again, if you were waiting for these, if you were looking for these, there was no announcement by Games Workshop. No, hey, get them while they're hot. The floor tile sets are back. So here's your announcement. Now you know. That's it for today. Let me know what you think. Are you going to be picking up some of these floor tiles? Anything else jumping out at you? Are you feeling the FOMO still on any of this stuff? Or is everything just kind of back to normal and you're just casually picking up stuff you need for your armies only? Or are you still jumping out there getting all the new releases as they come out? What is the most exciting? There are a lot of people out there that are interested in Lord of the Rings. I'm not sure. I don't know anyone personally that plays the game. I know a lot of people that like Lord of the Rings, but it just doesn't seem that it has caught on in the same way. Are you going to pick up some of these etherals before they go out of stock, or some of the Space Marine models, or is it just really kind of a meh for you? Let me know down below. Warhammer Man Studios. I am Warhammer Man. Remember that we are a commissioned studio, so we always show off our commissions as they go out of the house. Also do a bunch of tutorials. Just put up a fresh basing tutorial for how to do snow bases or blizzard bases. Just did a tutorial with the Magnet Baron for how to magnetize your Blade Guard champion, but could be used for any infantry models. Especially that one is relevant for custodes because you don't get a bunch of extra shoulder pads. So I showed exactly how we can use 2 shoulder pads on 4 different arms, which is a cool thing to do, so that you don't have to worry about picking up extra bits to make your magnetizations work, or shoulder padless bros. And then also, obviously, we do all kinds of other painting tutorials, all kinds of conversions, everything like that. And then reactions, reviews, unboxings, all that good stuff. So to all the new subscribers, thank you very much. Appreciate all the positivity. And everybody have a good weekend. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.